This is one of the highest budget podcasts I've seen. See the wonderful frames here. See how they're. Okay, now let's move on. Moving on.
And they say, right, something that I picked up from Drive to Survive as well. The higher you rise, the sharper the knives.
He wrote this line from Omen. क्यों higher you rise, sharper the knife.
मैं कह रहा हूँ सब लोगों को
इसकी जांगा जांगा नहीं कांचन जांगा है.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the right corner.
I don't come up, it comes up within by itself. Kumble, fumble, tumble.
The batsman's gotta beat it.
Yeah.
Bowler is beating him, man.
Is there any one line, anything that keeps you going in life?
Then I hear my wife saying, Vrajesh, his school fees are due.
That's what you call branding.
Very rarely have I seen a pair, a unit stick together in broadcast, grow old together, and deliver year after year. Today I have one such pair with me. I think they're the walking, talking adrenaline rush, right? Vrajesh Hirji, Mantra, thank you so much for being here. Very good afternoon.
What do you mean growing old? Old. You're saying any white hair there?
And what pair? We've got our own pair. Yeah.
I like those actually.
Pair lang.
Really good.
Ye dekh.
But I meant pair as in together.
Ah.
What I want to get is to the bromance of you guys.
Yes, yeah.
Romance all is good, but what is this?
These are my chips. I'm all in with Stalin.
That's a
Ooh.
good intro. That's
Yeah.
a good intro. I like that.
Now that's what you call branding.
Crazy. Do you guys love the cups?
Yeah, who doesn't, man?
See, the thing is, I never won any cups in school in sports. So I'm going to take this home.
Nothing better, man. This is pretty cool, man. Wish you all the very best for this, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much for firstly being there. Very good afternoon. Let's straight get into first. What we normally do is we try and set context for everyone who's watching us, right?
Is the makhana going to be here all throughout this podcast? Or do you think we can?
Tu mat khana.
The thing is, I like having healthy snacks, so I thought I'll get makhana.
Cool, wonderful, great.
If you want, you guys can keep it as long.
Okay, wonderful.
These are my chips, man.
Sorry, your chips. All
Next
all
time
in.
we'll do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was just trying to get to the point that we're trying to send.
Stalin, you've been ragged on.
Let him talk.
Where we work for a long period of time. You've been working with him long enough, so you know. This is what he'll be doing.
This
It
is one
might
of
be your podcast.
This is one of the highest budget podcasts I've seen. See the wonderful frames here. See how they're. Okay, now let's move on. Moving on. Okay.
Can we start?
Yes, of course.
Like proper.
We haven't.
Yeah.
No, I'm like proper.
Go for it.
Okay, I was saying that we're trying to set context in terms of for people to learn from you guys. Just try and understand the bromance, entertainment.
People to learn from us.
You're a very senior man around here. So
No, but he's
that's-
not. I think now he's not.
No, that's why they give you
count
this.
him.
The stature is really high.
I count him as a bridge between millennials and Gen Z.
So he's a
That's why you call me Bridge, na?
Brijesh.
Bridge.
Bridges. Chalo.
But yeah, just to try and learn from you guys, understand the bromance. You've been in the scene for a long time, challenges that you guys have faced. And they say, right, something that I picked up from Drive to Survive as well. The higher you rise, the sharper the knives, right? So there's some kind of, difficulty on that front also. So
He wrote this line from Omen. क्यों higher you rise, sharper the knife and all.
actually, we were discussing DTS. That's how it came to my mind.
Well, a good sports presenter does that. No, that's
Well
what
done.
Stalin has been doing. I've seen both of you work really hard before you guys go in for your games, and naturally, no, yeah, you also do it. People who don't think if Rajesh is always like जो बोल दिया एकदम मुंह पे बोल दिया, he's a very hard-working guy, and I'm not kidding. Before every kabaddi match, you see him sitting down taking notes, and kudos to that man.
Can we tell the audience how did you guys meet? Was it just Pro Kabaddi League, or did you guys know each other from before as well?
Everyone knows him, yeah. Everyone knows him, and he's a living legend, and I'm very fortunate to call him my best friend. But we knew each other before kabaddi, but it was kabaddi that really got us together.
Right.
We got to know each other.
In my case, I met him out of pure misfortune. No. I had seen his work on television, etc. On stage. He's a phenomenal actor, one of the best actors I know, honestly, man. But we really, I think, actually met at Kabaddi. We hadn't really spent any time before that.
What the fondest memory I have of Mantra was Jhalak, and I think India's Got Talent. India's
Yeah, I
Got
mean,
Talent,
we've
I
all
guess we
seen that.
remember.
Yeah.
And with you was like Golmaal, 1 to 3.
So we've all, seen us doing our individual work, but before Kabaddi, we didn't know each other. We, in fact, when the first season began, we were not the original pair. We
But
actually.
you were there from the first season.
Yeah,
first
season
day,
one.
first season one.
He was there day one. I wasn't. But we began jamming. I think we actually jammed towards the semi-finals of season one
True that,
or the
yeah.
playoffs, something like that.
At one point of time, they figured out that to actually place a cannon next to a cannon would be the best way forward, because the rest of the anchors who were with us, they were falling left, right, and center in the firing line. And the first season was tough, man.
Yeah.
It was tough.
No, because so the thing is, it is possibly our oldest sport. Very solidly connected. Mitti ka khel, as we call it. In fact, do you know that they actually say that the Chakravyuh from the Mahabharata was the first Kabaddi formation? So Abhimanyu, Arjun's son, entered. It's like defenders standing in a semicircle, and Abhimanyu was the raider who went in.
Okay.
Didn't make it out. That's another story. So I'm saying the sport is that old, but what we were trying to do was to give it a fresh appeal
Interesting.
to a completely new sort of viewer or a far younger generation of viewer in a way that is modern. So that was our brief. So we were sort of, figuring out, let's develop a new language to present it. How do we communicate it? And I think it came about that these are the two guys who are actually sort of figuring a way through.
We love the game.
I love the game.
Fair.
Absolutely. So we deep dived, we made that game our own, and even till date, after 11 seasons, we look forward to the league, man.
From what we see,
In fact, that's a fantastic thought that, this conversation has given me. I don't know if you remember, but when we start work on the next season, at the beginning of season one, we made this whole one thing of about how a young guy in a Delhi mohalla is standing under his girlfriend's house, and how he calls out to her. At that point, he's the raider. And then the whole mohalla starts running behind him. They are all the defenders. And now he's running away from them. We'll go back to that. It's superb, this thing. Because we played in our homes, yeah.
makes sense.
All the time.
Like for me, it was a new sport. I never imagined, Kabaddi becoming so big. But the way it's grown today, it's
Phenomenal.
crazy. It's crazy.
Phenomenal.
I also wanted to get to the point being like, when it comes to the entertainment quotient, right? If you snap a finger, you guys can just go. How does that come to you guys? Like, to be able to understand each other's rhythm, tone, tempo, mindset. You just know what's coming, right? How did you form that bond?
Yeah, I think it came naturally to both of us, yeah. And I think we both belong to the field of, we both have done a lot of theatre. Of course, he's done so much more. And we are orators. We know how to form our thoughts into sentences. And then we love the sport, like I was telling you, Stalin. And that's what came very naturally to both of us. And ek time ke baad mein, it almost felt like we were feeding off each other. And we still managed to do that. And I think it came very naturally. I don't know if there's a secret behind it.
For me, it's just implicit faith and implicit trust. In the first place, I know that we are not competing with each other when we are on
That's
camera.
very important.
There is no competition. That is another separate conversation altogether, but we're not going there. I'm saying I know that even if I freeze, I know that he is on his own, capable of making it look seamless and yet making me look good. So in my head, I'm saying, before we go on air, all I'm saying is that whatever happens with me, one thing I am going to ensure is that I'm just feeding off and I'm feeding. There is just implicit faith. So
it's almost like your opening pair, man. It would be just Sachin and Sehwag coming in together. After one point of time, they really didn't need to tell each other what to do. They would just do it. And I think like any good sporting pair, like an opening batsman or people playing football, where you make a pass and you know exactly what's coming your way. So I think we've become that over the period of years.
no, but it's not, it's not just say go, chew. and we've gone.
Well, method
I mean,
to
there's
madness.
work that goes into it, yeah.
Fair.
So-
I was coming to that also, saying that comedy.
So I'll give you an example. Just a few moments before this, I said that, what we'd done in season 1, we should think of revisiting it. We're already thinking of that. We're already thinking of how we're going to communicate. Obviously, we are given directions, paths to go on, and, that's what the whole team does.
Right.
People who are living the sport day in and day out.
Correct.
But we sort of still, there is work to do, yeah.
I was coming to the humor aspect of it. You guys in general are humorous as well. When you bring comedy to broadcasting, to presenting, to commentating as well, sometimes there's a fine line that you can't cross, right? How do you manage to curb that? Being funny naturally sometimes on broadcast can put you on a spot as well. So how do you guys manage to keep that at bay and still be entertainers?
I think that just be professional enough and know exactly which stage deserves what kind of performance. And when we are on stage, when we're doing theater, it'll be a different task. When we are in front of the cameras for cinema, it'll be a different task. We know what sports broadcast means, and we respect sports broadcast. We do not take it for granted ever. We work very hard to be where we are. We've learned the sport, and we do bring in our own element because that's what's expected of us.
Right.
That, hey man, Vrajesh, Hirji, Mantra, they both come from the world of entertainment, but they are doing sports, so they will bring in some sort of entertainment value into the broadcast also, or else, I mean, it's nothing to take away from professional sports broadcasters who do this day in and day out, and they know their job.
I'm saying that even other professional sports broadcasters who are not necessarily known for their humor also bring in a lot of humor. I mean, that's what broadcast is about. How do you keep a viewer engaged and entertained on a consistent basis? So even even in commentary, there are times when you do sort of bring in humor.
He has their own thing. I mean,
Own style, basically.
And in the last couple of years, so many multiple languages, multiple commentators have come in, and they've all brought in their own flavor, their own culture. Even our cricketers, almost all of them. I mean, look at Sunil Gavaskar. He's so amazing.
So funny, yeah.
He cracks up on things.
We laugh.
Ravi Shastri is my favorite. The way he would go across and do things. Akash Chopra brings in such poetry. And
Everything.
stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
So everybody brings.
Look
in
at
their-
Sidhu Paji, yeah.
Oh, Sidhu Paji, come on.
And he's so funny. So I'll give you an example. So I'm saying that, more often than not, again, I'm coming back to that. What we are going on air with is we know what we're going to say. Both of us know what we're going to say. We've sort of gone over it before we're going on air, and even though it's live.
Right.
Then,
Planning is important.
then, while you're on air, I mean, before I say something, I just think of my mum. And yeah, so that scares me reasonably. But I'm saying I'll give you an example of humor and how it comes out. See, I don't see it necessarily as humor. We are doing it very seriously. There used to be a player called Sandeep Narwal.
It's a great thought.
Okay, there used to be a player called Sandeep Narwal. He's playing for the Patna Pirates. Now, Sandeep Narwal, all-rounder. And he had one of the best pursuits in the business because every time a raider went back, he would think of pursuing, okay? Now, and he fancied himself as a raider.
Okay.
But he wouldn't know what he's going to do on the raid. So suddenly the whole defense would be all over the place. Hey, Sandeep is here, Sandeep is here. Sandeep Narwal would like spin like a dervish and, go from end to end of the mat. I was at commentary and I said, Sandeep Narwal aaye, आरती की थाली लाए और वापस चले गए. Because that's how the आरती की थाली goes and everyone,
Correct.
he's laughing now. But I said it very seriously, man.
Very descriptive.
So I'm saying that it's a metaphor you're using, it's a simile you're bringing in, and there are times when it turns into humor. So.
Bring in observation, what you see. Relate the game to what everybody lives day in and day out. मतलब जो रोजमर्रा की जिंदगी में लोग जी रहे होते हैं, that's exactly what they want to relate to when it comes to the sport. And Kabaddi being such a rooted sport for us, I think people relate to the kind of comments we make.
Absolutely. Which of the, between the two of you, which of you is more likely to go off script? Like if there is something that you guys have planned, maybe, you just go off script and be like, chalo, this is what I just want to do. Maybe both of you, or
I guess both of us, and
I was
because
also thinking.
there were many a times, Tal, when we had to. I mean, you know many a players with whom we interview, and the interview is supposed to last for 3 minutes.
Correct.
And we've got 3 questions for that, so one answer, 1 minute each, and the player finishes off a question in 3 seconds. The answer in
What
three
do we
seconds.
say
What
then?
do you do next?
Fair.
So you got to be prepared for that, and to make it sound like a conversation, yeah.
I've also seen when you guys are presenting, there's a lot of body language that comes into it compared to a little other presenters. Do you think that helps you in terms of that, energy, the vibe, and the movement?
That sport.
That's this sport also, Kabaddi. I mean,
Fair, I think.
The sport deserves that. I mean, all said and done, Stal, back in 2014 when we started off also. Yeah, that.
speaking of going off script, so one I remember when Virat Kohli had come, we were on the mat. And was a Delhi boy, he's played kabaddi in school. We had this background. We'd spoken to him before going onto the mat. And he didn't know and I didn't know. And the first thing that came out of my mouth was, "Prop Punjabi boy, brah." And he's looking at me, Virat is looking at me, and suddenly all of us are laughing. And I said, I didn't know I was going to say that. He said, no, I'm very proud Punjabi boy today. One of the first seasons.
Yeah.
The other one, Shatrughan Sinha, when Shatru sir was in Patna on the mat. Okay, now Shatru sir is here. I'm here. Okay, now
The first rule of a broadcaster, of a talent, is never let go of your microphone.
but he didn't. The floor manager, gave him a mic. He gave the mic back. I had asked my question. He took the mic from me and he started.
And he took him along
talking.
with the mic. There was Vrajesh Hirdi hanging.
Yeah, literally he had my hand. And he was talking and from the control room they're screaming at me
So
saying,
it basically looked like this thing. So he's like the thing, and Shatrughan Sinha, मैं कह रहा हूँ सब लोगों को.
and I'm going, oh. And this in the control room they're saying, next question, next conversation. And I'm saying,
I
how?
walked on. Opening night, I was with Danish Seth, and we didn't know that it was gonna go.
This is the MS Dhoni thing.
No, not but this is Bachchan Saab thing. Opening night, I think 26th of July 2014. Opening night, and we didn't know that all the Bollywood stars and Sachin Tendulkar and actors and sportsmen, everybody's gonna be there. I was supposed to interview Rakesh Kumar, who was the most expensive player of that season and a legend in Indian Kabaddi.
Fair.
And last minute change, floor manager and our seniors, they went ahead and requested Mr. Bachchan to come in. And Mr. Bachchan was supposed to come in, and he started walking towards me. My director in my ears goes and says, "All right, Mantra, that's Rakesh Kumar walking next to you." Unfortunately, the director was a British.
I have another story. Yeah. British.
And she didn't know that, there's been a switch at last minute. And I'm like, Amitabh Bachchan is Rakesh Kumar? When did that happen? So you had to go off script, man.
Yeah, there was.
I'm asking Amitabh Bachchan, sir, 96 के gold medal के बारे में बताइए.
So now the thing is that, see, it's a live broadcast, okay, and things are in a flux, okay. When the control room was manned by by people from England, there was a point when I was on air. I don't remember, we were doing that game together, and I was saying something, and the director wanted to communicate to me to talk about something else, and the director goes, "So, Raj," and while I'm talking, I can hear this person, and I'm thinking that this person wants to tell me something, and I said, "You can just call me V." And as I was saying, what do you do? You're on air. So it's and what I love about this profession, this thing that we do, is that even after all these years, when you're on air, your heart is beating so fast and so hard because you don't want to make a mistake. There is so much noise. There's so much happening. Oh, it's wonderful, yeah.
There was this one controversial opinion I heard that it's easier for actors to become presenters.
Oh, no, not at all.
Why?
Yes.
Why
Because they're more outspoken, more,
But you need to know what you're speaking about.
That's
No, also as an actor, you have a script in hand. You know what
The
you're
other way.
doing. It's rehearsed. It's. I'm saying, to improvise is one thing, but this is sport. It's not an improv show.
fair.
You know, so no.
2% of actors
I don't
won't be
agree.
able to make.
I don't agree.
Presenters.
Wow, that's a very good.
Okay, this I,
No, I mean, most of the actors who we know, they are all bound to the script, and I don't think they'd be able to be able to crack it, and to be able to actually have the physical sense of listening to
and
10
speaking up.
people and speaking at the same time.
No, so-
that is one thing that people don't know what sports presenters
agree.
go through.
no, so for example, if he's speaking, okay, I'm here, okay, and I'm ready that in case something happens, something goes somewhere, something goes south, then I'm going to. He's listening to people speaking to him and he's talking. I'm listening to them and listening to him and thinking of where he's going and where I might need to come in or will we go somewhere else. So there's a humongous.
Huge pond of.
Listen,
First,
we need a raise.
yeah, totally. The first time I ever went on air for a sports show was back in 2009 or 10. I was doing cricket. That was the first time ever मैं in-ear पहना.
Acha.
And the directors and understanding that you have to listen to the director while going live and speaking on television. And I still remember I was on air and I'm like, all right, India is about to take on England. And over here, my director goes on and says Mantra. And I'm like, huh? The director's like, don't talk back to me. I said, huh? I swear, because the first anybody says Stalin, you will return.
Yeah, I
yes,
will reply.
you will turn around. So it just by default happened. India versus England, huh? That's all that happened, bro.
Crazy. I think it's great to hear stories like this. Like just coming to also the point, ki no one must have thought kabaddi would grow so much, right, in India, non-cricketing sport, to have been existent for about a decade plus now, and you guys have been growing with it. How is that feeling
For me,
to be
pride.
associated with it and
Pride.
to be growing with it?
Pride, man. And I counting my blessings. So yeah.
Do you think kabaddi will still keep growing for the next many more years to come?
Why would it not?
No, I'm just like
Of course.
putting some thoughts ahead.
No, absolutely. I think what Pro Kabaddi League has done for kabaddi and Indian sports in general is commendable. It's overwhelming to see how kabaddi has come such a long way. I mean, back in 2014, bro, you know it, we all know it. The most expensive player was Rakesh Kumar at 12 lakh rupees. I mean, and come back to 11 seasons later, the players are earning in crores. And it's not only about just the players earning in crores, it's the new players who are coming into the market. They are approaching this sport with so much passion. Premier leagues for any sport are great, but for kabaddi, the way what they have done, what Star Sports has done, what Mashal Sports has done, or what the league has done, what the federation has done is truly commendable, and that we are very proud that we are a part of this this sport,
Right, yeah.
this franchise, and something that has given us not only name, fame, money, but also lot of respect. Lot of respect, man.
So bang on. So speaking for myself, so when one travels at airports, for example, one is recognized as an actor.
Fair.
And there is a certain amount of interface, and once kabaddi began, it was different from co-passengers at the security checks, for example. It was completely different. Yeah.
For
I mean, I have to actually tell people at security checks, I don't play. You see me, I don't play. Sorry, you were saying?
No, and for a man who's worked in so many different mediums to be then be recognized for kabaddi, I think for him also, and to an extent for me also, it's such a pleasure कि सर वो film में देखा, सर वो radio पे सुना, सर वो theater पे नहीं, सर आप कबड्डी करते हो. That suddenly just it's really special.
The first time it struck me how deeply it has seeped into mainstream consciousness, the whole Pro Kabaddi League thing. I forget where we were traveling from. I don't think we were together. I was traveling from one venue, coming back to Mumbai or going to another venue. At the security check, the CRPF. The CRPF gentleman, he asked me, he said, Pardeep Narwal ko chot lag gayi hai. And I'm saying,
Inside story.
Imagine, he's not asking me about me. He knows what I do. And the first thing he's asking me about a player. And that's phenomenal, yeah. So,
And how the lives have changed for all our players, man, for
Definitely.
each and every one.
Last year we had so many crorpatis as well.
And just a change of attitude towards the sport has been incredible. And I think Kabaddi is lucky. Unfortunately, many of the other sports are not. And you can still see a lot of sportsmen out there pleading to be heard, pleading to be recognized. And I recently saw one of the, I think he's a boxer or a heavy lifter. I apologize, I can't remember that. But he went on and said कि Big Boss के विनर को सब याद रखते हैं.
Yeah.
मैं यहाँ गोल्ड जीत के आया हूँ और मेरे को मेरे गांव में तक के कोई नहीं जानता.
I think
And that is heartbreaking on how we as a nation do not appreciate our true heroes and back the sport that we need. We should. ऐसा नहीं है यार. I'm also a big cricket lover.
Yeah.
ऐसी बात नहीं है. I also dream cricket. सपने में अभी भी in swinging Yorker ही देखता हूँ मैं. But still,
the fantastic player, by the way.
but
Superb bowler.
I appreciate other sportsmen. Why do you think we are where we are at the Olympics, even by being one of the most populated country in the world? Because we don't really breed sportsmen.
But so I'm saying, picking up on what he's saying, the Pro Kabaddi League has sort of showed that it is possible.
Yeah.
Inroads can be made.
And we have sportsmen in our country.
Yeah.
Haryana is a blessed state. And thanks to Haryana for giving this country sportsmen, soldiers, farmers,
Yeah.
and must be respected. नहीं तो सबके बच्चे अगर IAS, डॉक्टर और इंजीनियर बन के अगर निकल गए तो फिर खेल कौन खेलेगा?
Correct. That's
Wow.
I was also coming to that because you mentioned that Kabaddi is lucky as well. Abhishek Bachchan, right? He's been associated with this.
man.
He came. I've seen him at least come for almost every game,
Yeah.
making sure an actor, who's now owning a team, coming for every game, backing the boys. You guys have been able to see him there, talk to him personally.
Yeah.
What's the mindset like?
Very passionate.
Passion, I was about to say the same, passion.
Yeah.
That's what the game sort of, fosters within everyone who's associated with it. Even as a viewer, you're feeling passion, yeah.
No, but for him, he is
Immense.
He's one of the most
Insane.
passionate
Yeah.
team owners I've ever seen in any sport. I mean, the way he involves it. Sometimes I feel as if he will be on the mat. Thodi der baad, I can still see him do this to all his players and telling him what move he should
Actually,
be
this
making.
season I want to make a reel. Moods of Abhishek Bachchan.
And we have a very special connection with him, Vrajesh, me and Abhishek.
Okay.
Because since season one, since day one, there's been this one chant.
That is so funny.
Pro Kabaddi, which has been coined by Vrajesh ji, by the way. So when you hear line drawn game on Khel Kabaddi, it was Vrajesh who came up with that
Thank you, man.
in season
Wow,
one.
I didn't know this.
Yeah, of course. And of course we announce it together. We have different ways of announcing it. So sometimes we end on a high, sometimes we end on a low.
Right.
Abhishek Bachchan has a thing, totka hai unka. He says that every time he comes and says, the Mantra Vrajesh, mera game jab
Every
bhi na,
time his team plays.
so it has to go line drawn game on Khel Kabaddi. He does not want us to go Khel Kabaddi.
So it's, imagine that, yeah. I mean,
I like how he's getting so involved.
no, so
This aspect of
So it's like a player, it's like a cricketer would not move from a particular seat. When there's two of the teammates batting, or someone will put on a certain pad first. His thing is, you have to say it like this if my team is playing.
Not that it has worked every time.
It's not like a superstar.
And not that we are biased towards that team and we do it because of that, but that's the involvement of that man. In fact, Bachchans themselves have been such great ambassadors of the sport. Every time senior Bachchan Saab comes in, Abhishek comes in, Aishwarya comes in, Aradhya comes in, Jayaji came in season one, and it was the most sweetest and the cutest moment ever because Jayaji at that point of time didn't know which team or what points because the sport was fresh.
Yeah.
So there was something, maybe a U Mumba did, and she started celebrating, and Abhishek had to say, "Hamari team ka nahi, dusre team ka point hua hai." And Jayaji sat down saying, "Oh."
Practically every major star I've worked with post the league starting has had a conversation with me about the Pro Kabaddi League.
Yeah.
At on film sets.
Wow.
That's how deeply it's seeped into consciousness. So yeah.
I would also get into the technicals of it because you guys mentioned about bias as well. Do you think commentators today are biased? Do they need to be biased?
First, when did we mention bias?
I mean, He said that you're not
Bias up.
biased towards Jaipur picking.
बायस अप हाँ फिर ऐसा नहीं है यार
So my point was that, like, do you think maybe some commentators are, in today's time, are sometimes biased towards a team, towards, maybe a certain player? Should they be biased?
See, I personally believe we are just like the spectators. Spectators are.
Yeah.
We are spectators. We have our.
Neutral.
We have favorites. यार किसी का रोहित शर्मा की बैटिंग देखना पसंद है मेरे को यार. And
fair.
the same way, I'd love to see an Arjun Deshwal go ahead and pick up the kind of points that he does. Pardeep Narwal का मैं वो मेरा हीरो रहा है पिछले 11 सीजन से. So when he dips in form, मेरा दिल उतना ही टूटता है जितना कि कितना spectator का टूटता होगा यार.
Correct.
So I think we reflect the emotion of the spectators only.
So I'll give you so
That's a very good.
So we have our senior commentator Sanjay Banerjee, revered commentator, phenomenal. He might disagree with what we're saying, but there is a
Why are you saying he'll disagree?
he is a classical commentator in that sense. He would believe that I'm here to,
Call the shot.
call it as I'm seeing it.
Right.
Okay, I do not have a stake here. Let's assume that as commentators we shouldn't have a stake. Fine, but I'm saying that there is a whole style of commentary or the relating of a game or the narrating of a game across sport which has evolved over time. And there is now a whole new way of commentary. So, for example, if I'm a Mumbaiker born and bred, now if the Mumbai team is playing, my blood will be boiling.
Which it does in general.
We have Navneet,
Yeah.
okay, our Bengaluru boy.
RCB.
Okay, so when RCB is playing or when the Bengaluru Bulls team is playing,
Yeah.
something comes over him. Paramjeet Sherawat. When the Haryana Steelers are playing,
Yeah.
he's on another tangent. So I'm saying, so as long as you are not, as a commentator, you shouldn't necessarily be seen to be favoring the team necessarily.
Fair.
Or having a stake in a team. You can't do that. That is wrong because your job is different.
And don't point out kabaddi for that. I mean,
Yeah,
asking-
across games.
any
Yeah.
sport.
Across
we know,
sport.
we know clearly how much Mumbai cricketers are known, and especially ex-Mumbai cricketers are known to be talking about Mumbai cricketers when they're playing the national side. So some of them have been on your podcast.
My point is in the my point is nice. My point is in the com box, if the way you are narrating or relating the game is making that game more interesting, is adding to the game, is adding to broadcast, then where is the harm? It's my
Game is the king.
exactly.
Nobody goes beyond.
There you
And
go.
We want a good game, and it's a good game. And if it's between two sides who have their fan following, they can favor the team. We favor the game.
There you go. You're favoring the game.
Yeah, this is a very nice line for the reel also. but because we're talking about commentators, right? Do you think commentators, anchors can be friends? Because there's so much competition that's going on today, right?
They better be friends.
And
They better
how,
be
how
friends.
easy
Else,
to be friends?
else don't get in that com box together. I've been on com
I'm just saying
boxes.
because you guys have about more than 10-20 years of experience now being in this space, which is highly competitive. I know of kids, maybe I would say people of my age who waiting for that one chance to get in, right? But once you're in as well, there are a lot of other difficulties.
Boss, friction or insecurity while presenting or when you're in the com box means disaster for broadcast. It means disaster for what you're looking at as your career.
Right.
You have to be, yaar. You have to feed off each other. If you're in a pair, whether you're three, there is you have to be.
Being cordial, being friendly with each other is always
And respecting
each other, whether you're in the commentary box or outside. But difference of opinions in commentary box should be appreciated.
Of course.
I mean, all over the world, I've seen all the commentators being all goody jolly with each other all throughout the time. Don't tell me they don't have difference of experience opinions. And if they do have it, if that reflects on air, I think for some reason why it works for the sport.
So therefore, just to add to what he said, difference of opinion, and then he said respect also. So you respect that difference of opinion. You believe that the person with the different opinion, is sitting there and is able to give that opinion because that person has been picked, she or he, for their professional expertise. So you respect that professional expertise, that skill, that talent here.
And most importantly, I think one thing that needs to be understood is broadcast and playing the sport are two different things but belong to the same mother.
Correct.
There are a lot of sportsmen who become sports broadcasters, and then there are us who are not sportsmen but we are still sports broadcasters.
Yeah.
Do not look down or up on each other where कि यार तूने तो गेम कभी खेला नहीं, तू क्या commentary करेगा.
Right, same.
That is that one thing that I always believe that that's not the space to be in.
Right.
Sports broadcast is a different medium altogether. There are many sports broadcasters who would be better at broadcast than any sports person, many sports people. And vice versa also. If the broadcaster reaches the middle of the ground, he might not survive 5 minutes.
Right.
So this is another conflict that most of the times a lot of people who haven't played the sports, they are looked at in a different light. कि यार तूने तो कभी खेला नहीं, तू क्या commentary कर रहा है.
Right.
So I think that needs to change, and that is changing.
Also, I was coming to the point, right? While we talk about this with broadcasters being friends, anchors being friends, and with how you go about your business, sometimes are the things that you want to say but have to hold back because of what's been fed, to you guys, that today's day, this is what we're going to focus on, for example. But there is an opinion which you may want to put, right? Which is something different.
Stal, you need to have a filter.
Always.
That's where the producer, that's where the director, and that's where the channel comes in.
Right.
We can all come with different opinions, but it is the broadcast that's opinion. जिसके opinion को हमको present करना है.
Correct.
Exactly.
So that's where the director, the producer,
Exactly.
the philosophy of that channel needs to be followed. I can be thinking a million things, but वो अपने personal feed पे करना.
Like I said, like I said up top, there is a team that gives you a path. You have to walk the path. That is your job, yeah. So
एंकर्स बीइंग फ्रेंड्स के ऊपर तूने सही बोला. कमेंटेटर्स का मुझे पता नहीं. एंकर्स बीइंग फ्रेंड्स के अंदर मैंने बहुत सारे एंकर्स को ऑलमोस्ट देखा कि and मतलब we've had so many times when we figured out कि क्या हो रहा था, why are they being competitive so much कि यार. And there has been chances, and I think that sense of insecurity goes away once you spend few years into the game. And I'm glad that has happened to us.
Crazy. I was just also coming to the other point when you guys spoke about respect as well. Do you think kabaddi players get the same level of respect that cricketers do today?
Like I said right in the beginning, Kabaddi is still lucky that it has some sort of recognition in this country after cricket. What about these other sports where people are winning Olympic medals, international medals, and you haven't even heard about them? People are celebrating social media stars and content creators and winners of reality TV shows, but you don't value the gold medal that a boxer got from from an international tournament. Kabaddi players still have it good. They still are lucky.
So I'll give you an example, specifically sticking to kabaddi and cricket. So, for example, my youngling who's 6, he of course knows Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma and Bumrah and Mohammad Shami, and he's confused about who he wants to be when he grows up, of all of them. But because I'm associated with kabaddi, because he's come to the stadium, so he started speaking about kabaddi, and then he went to school and started talking to his friends. So they, watched a little bit of kabaddi. They are talking about kabaddi players. They're taking names in the same way as they, talk about cricketers. So kabaddi is very, very lucky. But like I said before, also the Pro Kabaddi League has shown that it is possible. There is a way.
If you had to pick one player, right, one kabaddi player who you think is kind of underrated, I would say, or who hasn't been given the same amount of respect so far till date, who would that be?
I wouldn't pick one. Look,
who should have got the kind of respect
every team of every sport will always have a bunch of players who should get far more of the spotlight than they do. It is the way. I mean, look, as broadcasters, you have to tell stories to engage your audience.
Yeah.
But so many stories, so little time.
Yeah.
Now, okay, a straight up example I'll give you. Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma are heroes.
Correct.
Fantastic. Is Shreyas Iyer any less of a hero? He's the highest scorer of the Champions Trophy.
He is.
Is KL Rahul, who played that innings in the final,
Yeah.
that much of ice under that much of pressure, and to bring it home, is he any less of a hero?
No.
Varun Chakravarti with all those wickets. But Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma are the stories we are following. So, that's how it is. I mean,
Kabaddi also has had legends that entered the game in Pro Kabaddi during 2014, and those were the last few years of those legends because they had been playing it for such a long time. Anup Kumar, the legend that he is, completely deserves to be that. Rakesh Kumar is no lesser, and Rakesh, lovingly called Munna, is someone who, when Pro Kabaddi was starting, the first hero that we were learning about was Rakesh Kumar, and there were many other legends who could not make it because they retired exactly at that time. Manpreet Singh managed to make a comeback. Manpreet Singh, the most celebrated coach of Pro Kabaddi at this point of time, was a player once, and he picked up the trophy in season 3. Yeah, season 3 he came in. He came in as a player, 120 kgs, lost 40 kgs just to play that sport because his son wanted to see his father on Pro Kabaddi, because Pro Kabaddi के बारे में सब बात करने लगे थे उसके उनके बेटे के स्कूल के अंदर. His son's name is Sampreet, and for Manpreet to come back and make it his own.
so speaking of him as a legend, as player, the Patna Pirates team that he was captaining, that lifted the trophy, he was the captain. He ran things. But the spotlight was on Pardeep Narwal. Because suddenly you have this young hot kid on the block who's scoring all the points. But that doesn't make Manpreet Singh any less of a legend or,
Right. Crazy point.
So that's the way of sport, is my opinion. I could be completely wrong.
Very. I want to segue into this, right? Opinion you said. Now, as broadcasters, presenters, right, there are a lot of opinions. People put it out on Twitter as well. You see a lot of things. Sometimes fans don't take it in the right way when it comes to the social media stuff, is what I'm talking about. Now, there is a tendency of people coming at you. How do you manage that criticism?
They have the right to do it. They love the sport. They are the community of that sport, and we are the representatives. And representatives will always be, pulled up for what they are doing. It's a kato ka taj, as you say.
Wasn't there a workshop at the at the Star Sports office with Alan Wilkins at some point?
Ah, yes.
Where you weren't there,
No,
maybe.
no, but I remember that very
So I had gone for that.
well. Don't see.
And I told you this, he said, at least for the next whatever, so he said, you finish a game, you're home, you get to bed. Don't look at social media.
Wow.
Nobody's spared.
He said, you're not going to be spared, you're not going to be safe. There will be people who will like what you've done, there will be people who detest your opinions. Just don't leave it alone.
Son,
Do your job.
we are just the voice. Imagine what the players go through.
Fair.
I mean,
Yeah,
the
right.
kind of flack that our players go through when they lose.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I was just this morning discussing about
Yeah.
that as well.
The same Rohit Sharma just a few months back.
Exactly. See, there you go.
The psychology of sports people is incredible. How do they get up from that? How do they still fight back? I sometimes feel it's the toughest thing, the toughest
Yeah,
job.
incredible, man.
So do you guys, probably read these comments and stuff made about you, go through these memes made about you, or you just try and keep it away? Ki, yaar, okay, this is there, whatever. What is happening is happening. You just scroll through it. What is it like?
There are some handles that I follow across social media that are serious handles,
Okay.
that are not ravers and ranters. And I do once in a while look at that. He doesn't do that so much, I think.
Yeah.
I send something on to him if I think that it is of value.
Nice.
And if it's random, then you let it be. You think about it yourself. Did I do something wrong here? You ask. You ask the team that is showing you the path through a season. And that is the ultimate, answer, in my opinion.
Nice. I don't know if I should ask you guys this question, but has there been a moment, maybe initially when you started your career, that you guys used to, kind of maybe were at a loss of words, didn't know, probably what to say on broadcast? Is there any situation or something of that must have come up?
Yeah, man. So many times I've frozen on screen and he's held me and he's managed to finish the thing and I didn't know what was happening.
I'll give you an example. He may have forgotten this. Also saying things on air and all that. So I remember, I think it was season 1. We were at the NSCI Dome, and I think Mumbai and Jaipur were playing, or was it the Bengaluru Bulls? And pre-game, post-game, I don't remember. There was something he was saying, and he lost track while saying it. He genuinely lost track. And then he forgot. And so he's segueing to, and these players, I mean, they are, the amount of work they put into their, physical, this thing and that thing and the other. And in those red shorts, they look so cute. And then everything just froze. Everything went, like in a Doctor Strange movie, things are flying around. And all I said was, cute. Okay, then moving on. And by then they were on the control room that said in my ear what we were supposed to say. But it took him 2 words from my mouth to recover. But I'm saying that there have been instances.
It happens to the best of us.
There are times when I've looked at him.
And then what should you do if a moment like that happens? Say there is no one with you and you're alone. So
So I'll tell you what he does. He is phenomenal. He's a genius in that sense. I'll give you another example. There was a time when I'm talking and I lost track and I went and I looked at him and went, and he laughed. He laughed and he looked back at me and said, But what he does is, I don't know how he does it. So we have something called a run order of the show.
Fair.
He has the whole damn thing in his head. The whole thing is in his head. I know he, sits with it obsessively, which now, I've also been doing for many seasons with him. But in the middle of all that pressure, he's somehow, and then of course you have your floor manager, and you look at your floor managers, there are some who go, huh? Because they don't
We got an incredible team, man. A sports broadcaster is not alone.
There is a whole team.
He's almost the face, and he's being handled just like a puppet by a lot of other people. The director, the producer, they should be given all the credit. The floor managers, the producers around you.
Some of the floor, every single one of them is so incredible.
They will hold your hand and they'll bring you back on track.
Right.
They are following that. Initially when we were on games together, there were some floor managers who would be like, "Arey, these two guys, wow, what arrow do we follow?" But they know exactly where you are, where you're going, where you're coming from. Incredible professionals. So
Before you guys go on stage, on air, not as commentators, maybe as anchors, right? I've seen Mantra with headphones trying to listen to music, I think. Is there any ritual that you all follow that helps you all focus more better just to get your thoughts together?
I think we jam together. And we have our sessions, chai sessions, where we go ahead and figure out what we are about to do next. And it's with our producers. Again, I bring them in again and again. It's to be aligned with them is so necessary. Sports broadcast is not just us or the people you see on screen.
Fair.
It's a network. It's a cobweb. Jahan par everybody's connected to each other. Can you imagine the number of cameras, the number of equipments on ground, in studio, and to bring us all together? If one sprocket shifts, do you think the machinery is going to fall down? No. The machinery is stronger than all of us.
spell that word.
Well, sprocket.
But so like he said, there's this whole cobweb. There's so many people. There's so many moving parts. And whether you are on mat in the arenas are insane. The audience, and so I feed off that. I used to very visually do it up to a point, but I still stand there and I soak it in. But even in studio, there's so much happening, so you just feed off that energy.
We just quickly also get into the educational bit of this, right? For a lot of youngsters, kids who want to get into sports broadcasting, who've been watching you guys on TV and now, want to say maybe this is one career path that you want to follow. What do you think is that one important skill that you need to have in sports broadcasting? Apart from the voice and other things that come with it, but one skill that you
need to be a storyteller. You need to be a storyteller of immense imagination. Because in sports, the same thing happens again and again. वो एक ही बॉल होगी, वो एक ही रेड होगी, वो एक ही टैकल होगा. How to tell that in multiple ways is a skill set that you should acquire. And to do that, you need to be a storyteller. You need to be someone who's interested in that game. Somebody who has a vocabulary and a sense of imagination where you can weave the same story in multiple different ways.
Interested is one thing. I believe you need to have a love for sport and then for various sports. You need to have passion. So that's the only way you can communicate.
Also, one more interesting question was that I was, trying to get from students and stuff like that was, how do we forget that there is a camera in front of us? Many of them find it difficult. Camera is there, getting a little conscious. And
Please do not
that's
forget.
it. So, how do you do that?
Do not forget that there is a camera in front of you. It is not something that you should ever forget, because you always remember that you are doing it for the audience out there. And to actually be friends with the camera is what you need to move towards, rather than making it your enemy.
Right.
So I think another way to put this might be, you said, how do we forget that there is a camera? He's saying, do not forget there is a camera. I'm saying, remember that there is a camera, but don't shy from turning your face away from the camera. You don't necessarily need to be in the camera. If you're speaking to someone,
It's about the consciousness. You get conscious about the fact that, oh, I've been watched, but you better know that you are being watched.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're presenting.
Yeah.
You're not in your drawing room.
Because at the end of the day, you're going to call up your family and friends and ask them, did you see me? Was I okay? Did I do well? Which means that there is a camera. Yeah.
It's a community, and you're representing a community, and you are performing for that community, even if it's not performance. And there are cricket lovers. You are a cricket lover, and
Exactly.
cricket.
Yeah.
Yes.
You need to have that sort of bond with your community. I mean, there is nobody better than Harsha Bhogle who does that.
Yeah.
He is the most amazing storyteller in the world of sports that I've ever heard. He is someone to look up to. So for all young commentators, presenters, just follow the life of Harsha Bhogle and you will know how to be the best.
Phenomenal. Yeah.
And I was just coming to that also. How do you manage to keep it fresh every time? Like, with times, with decades, there'll be new faces that keep popping up again and again. Like, an MS Dhoni won't be an MS Dhoni throughout the next 20, 30 years, right? There's always like a Virat Kohli will come after that, the Rohit Sharma will come after that. Someone will come after. But to be still able to keep it fresh, is there anything that you guys do? Is there any mantra as such? To be able to keep
This
it
one.
fresh.
Well, you keep yourself updated. I mean, exactly
like an app.
Or just like a doctor. I always go to doctors who keep updating themselves. I mean, whatever you learnt in MBBS 30 years back, the virus has mutated, and so the medicines have also adapted themselves. So keep updating yourself. The same way a commentator needs to learn about the sport with all the new sports players. In Kabaddi, every year there are so many new faces, new names that come in.
So, but you said it yourself. How do you keep it fresh? And he said, keep yourself updated. I'm saying the answer lies within that itself. So, you said yourself, there will always be someone new.
Yeah.
That someone new will always do something new. Or will build on what the person who has gone before used to do.
Correct.
So the answer lies right there. Look, watch, read, speak to those people. I mean, so even it's very important as sports broadcasters to sort of have, I'm saying not just within ourselves. You cannot afford to be insular. You need to go into the sport. You need to say hello to the people playing it. And that relationship evolves over time.
Correct.
Yeah.
You need to try and understand them. What makes them tick.
Yeah. The reason why we've been able to do this for so many years is because we are so good friends with those kabaddi players.
Yeah.
We've been to their
Yeah.
marriages, उनकी शादियों में गए हैं,
Yeah.
उनकी birthday parties attend करी हैं, उनके साथ बैठे हैं, उनका खाना खाया है. हम लोग जिस भी शहर में जाते हैं, वहाँ के local players हमारे लिए वहाँ का खाना लेकर आ रहे होते हैं, उनसे बातचीत चलती रहती है. कहाँ से खेलना शुरू किया, फादर ने क्या किया, कुश्ती करते थे, क्या कुश्ती रेसलिंग के बाद कबड्डी स्टार्ट करी, कौन सा स्पोर्ट पिकअप करना चाहते थे, कौन सी जगह से आते हैं. You know all that. You put it in your script, in your communication, and put it out there. So you need to work hard towards it. Almost every commentator comes from a journalistic background. I mean, should come from a journalistic background, should have an editorial mindset, so that they can work at things like an editor, like the way you compile everything together.
Interesting. Is this also a career you guys think where you need to be very patient? The waiting period is a lot to crack the code, right? Because not everybody gets in, like they say, and there are a few kids who, after a point of time, would be like, "Yeah, it's not happening," so you kind of give up, right?
Look, I can't really speak to that because I come from a general entertainment background. Okay. And this sort of presented itself to me. I was lucky enough that I had phenomenal teachers, Mantra being one of them, who I sort of learned from. It has helped immensely that I have a crazy love for sport. Also helped incredibly that just the thought of a kabaddi game, brings sort of just makes my eyes moist. That it's so beautiful. So, and it's a skill that has been imparted to me, and I'm really, like I said, grateful and consider myself blessed. So I really can't speak to that. But Mantra has had a far longer experience in sport than I have. He's been a part of hockey. He's been a part of cricket. So.
I think they just need to go through the grind, buddy. Just need to go through the grind, and if you're good at it, you will be noticed someday or the other. And just like a sportsman, man. आज वो 11 लोगों की टीम में जगह बनाना जितना मुश्किल है, उतना ही sports commentary या broadcast के अंदर जगह बनाना मुश्किल है. But if you're good at it, someday or the other.
I will come.
To add to that, so actually I began with kabaddi, but then there are other sports also that I have done because I started to understand the language of sport. I learned it very committedly and why am I missing the word? I'm supposed to be a sports broadcaster. Very consciously, I learned it. I kept watching. I kept listening. I kept going back to places on the internet that gave me an opportunity to go back to a game or a portion of a game that I'd seen, where I wanted to go back to the commentary and see how this passage of play is being described. I have also luckily worked with people in the commentary box who I just pick up from that, this is how he's seeing it. So the next time I'm around, I try and look at it from that perspective. So it's a constant learning process. So this whole giving up thing now, it takes time to break in, it takes time to cement a place, it takes time to become good, but you are constantly evolving, yeah. So giving up, to me, I don't see that as an option. Why should it be an option?
Look at it as live broadcast. We both are radio professionals. We've been doing radio for so many years now. That's a part of live broadcast. Look at news broadcasts. Live broadcast के अंदर sports is a section. Radio, news, and many other places where you do live broadcast. So it'll open up. And the same way, if you're a live broadcaster, which is a very, very specialized skill set, that's why I say pre-recorded live reality TV show anchors can't make it on sports broadcast because there is no cut over there.
Yeah.
This is live broadcast. Radio pay, if you've messed up, you've messed up. If on live sports broadcast or news channel, if you messed up, you messed up. So it has a special skill set. So within anchoring, within hosting, comparing, this is a very specialized skill set. So work towards that. Either you'll move towards news, either you'll move towards radio, either you'll move towards sports.
Wow, crazy! I like this. We'll just quickly go through a little bit of a game segment that I have. Not really a game, but just to get to understand you guys more better in terms of a fun way. Who's more likely to forget a player's name on live TV?
Vrajesh has done that. I had to fill in because if he says the first name and then he doesn't know the second name, I fill it in. And luckily, almost all our Kabaddi brothers are known by their first names.
Correct.
Because there's so many of them that have the same second name.
Yeah, and so many of them who have the same first name also.
So there was one phase.
Manjeet's playing in a match. Yeah. Two Manjeets from this side, two Manjeets from the other side.
There was a phase when I was sure I would forget a name. So we developed a code. I would say the first name and I would look at him and I would go, what a player. And he would know, so he would say, yeah, he would. So, no.
That's how you guys compliment each.
Yeah, sure.
Crazy. Who's more likely to crack a joke that makes the other one lose focus.
This guy, man, he is
Like-
the clown, the joker, and yet the master at it all.
Yeah.
And he would crack the craziest one on air, man.
Like, you'll forget what you're doing.
Yeah, many a time. Every show end when the match gets over and the post show hota hai, uska ending इसी का रहता है. This it has to be given to him.
We had someone with us on the mat during a game, not in Mumbai, who was really physically well built, okay? Now, and huge, I'm not naming names, okay? And the lower body really built, yeah, like tree trunks, man, thighs. Now, you call a thigh in Hindi, you call it a janga. I'm talking and he comes into my ear and he goes, "Iski janga nahi, kanchan janga hai." He says this in my ear, his mic is, and I'm talking. And I stop for a second and I look at him and I say, "Yes, you were saying?" So he laughs and he moves on. But yeah, either of us actually, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Who's more likely to get overexcited and scream into the mic?
Array, come on. This man takes the
No
cake.
brainer.
Our sound, sound dada, or the team that handles the sound, they have special microphones for Vrajesh. He does
This
not.
is no.
He does not need a microphone.
No, this is wrong.
I-
Yeah, you're
We
right.
had to change mics.
If the game is in
You have to
Worli,
change the mic right here before the podcast. These guys are.
this is a lie. Listen, but so I'm saying that if the game is in Worli, you can put the mic in Borivali. I'll be talking from Worli. You'll hear me without the mic. But no, yeah, both of us. Okay. So, you're speaking of social media a while back, and boss, in the initial few seasons, there were so many comments about him that I didn't send him when they were all asking, did he just come off his IV?
I got the same comments for him because we both were given the directive was that guys go out there. There's a bit of
like this. Carry on, you carry on. I'm not going to see you carry on.
yeah, no, but this is exactly what it is. That we were the brief was bring a little bit of boxing, bring a little bit of wrestling, bring a little bit of basketball. You know, NBA, WWE. World boxing, stuff like that. So when you introduce a team, ladies and gentlemen, in the right corner, I mean, this is what it is.
Screaming. Screaming.
It's been on since the time you were saying.
Entire season of Pro Kabaddi coming up next. I'm going to play like this. Line. Come on, let's go.
This is the entertainment I was talking about. One more question. Who's a bigger procrastinator when it comes to the two of you?
Who's a bigger procrastinator about what?
Like, just in general.
You can't call a game 20 minutes after you're supposed to call it.
Smart.
Come on, man. What do you procrastinate on? You need to do your makeup now. You need to do. What do you procrastinate? I'll talk to you
In
later.
general in life.
In life.
Not just during a game, but
So look, there are times when I've said that, okay, I'll pay my taxes 2 days later. Then I realize how much of a fine I have to pay. So now I've stopped. But yes, in life, I like to so if my wife walks up to me and says, we need to talk. And I say, we'll talk later. I mean, procrastinate. Yeah. But procrastinate. Imagine in something that sounds so negative, there is an inbuilt positive because it's a procrastinate. It's not an anti-crastinate.
I like the way you're looking at this.
Yeah.
Easy. Who's more likely to go viral for something hilarious they said on air?
This man again, and he has.
Yeah.
He
Is there
has.
anything that you can give us?
Yeah, a lot of stuff that has happened, but no, his real game is on. He says he makes the most fun reels nowadays, and when it comes to sports also, and other things also. Once he did something with Chunky Pandey was like crazy.
Insane.
And sports में भी किया ना कुछ तो.
So I actually did a film. With Paddy, I did a few reels with Padamji Sharawat. I actually did a movie where I'm playing Anupam Kher's coach.
Vijay.
So yeah, Vijay 69. Yeah.
Hey, we both have played sports coaches in our careers also.
Oh, dude, so has he.
I played coach in
man.
Kashmir Rocket. I was training Tapsi for athletics.
Yeah.
Nice.
So sports follows us.
Similarities are there as well.
Oh man, I didn't think of that, really.
Who's
You got paid more than me, I'm sure.
the more serious one between the two of you? I know you guys, you both are funny. But
No, clearly, at the end of this podcast, the people will turn around. He's the older brother, but I'm the one who behaves like a dadaji.
do you agree with that?
And he behaves like a 16-year-old.
Do you agree with that? Because the stance is a little different.
It's possible. It's possible.
Okay, go to the next one. What's your co-commentator's go-to reaction when a super tackle or anything of that sort happens?
Co-commentator's reaction.
Yeah,
Like his reaction.
his reaction or anybody else's.
I don't know about Vrajesh, but I generally don't sit during my commentary
Same.
stints along with
Same.
So Sanjay Dada most of the times turns around and says, "Oh, thoda pani piyo, back now." Because I'm on with I'm on my feet sort of a thing. So it's fun to see Sanjay Dada react that way.
So I've had co-commentators also tell me sort of, I mean, mine laugh a lot because, for example, at a high point, I get excited, yeah. So I've been known to go,
Yeah, he does that. He makes the most
fair, I've seen
weird
that.
sounds on it. He went to Hyderabad and for the entire 15 days, every evening, live on Pro Kabaddi, he goes, Hyderabad mein ho rahi, kala, and it became a thing. It became a viral thing. Everybody is going kala because of him.
Crazy. How do you manage to come up with that? Like at that time, like what is that inbuilt? Like it's just
I don't come up, it comes up within by itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's crazy. Between the two of you, what is that one phrase that each of you uses time and again? Like, do you know of any that something Mantra uses always, or do you know of any that Brajesh uses always? One phrase, one line.
Yeah, for him, it's basically.
Yeah. He loves saying that also, yeah. And every time I say it on air, he looks at me and goes, yes, basically.
So it's basically that's him, bro. मेरा ऐसा कुछ नहीं है.
He doesn't have any.
Is there any worst habit about the each of you that you know of?
He thinks that I don't let him speak and
Yeah.
he thinks that कि मैं कभी-कभी बहुत ज्यादा. So very nicely, brother, he says, निकल मत जाना.
No. So he, no. So he, so
like these
no. The thing is that because he has the entire RO in mind, and because there's so much of chaos around him, he can at times, and especially in big games, he can tend to be a little on edge. He can tend to be on edge. So it's sometimes a challenge to get him to just relax
That is
a little bit.
That is right, and he does that to me. Before big games, he would come up to me and he would tell me that निकल मत जाना, तेरा gear जो है shift जो होता है उसके बाद तू निकल जाता है. So I keep that in mind because we are music together.
Yeah.
Speaking of the procrastination, sometimes so we have a game this evening. We've gotten on a flight at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Fair.
At 6 o'clock in the morning, he's saying, so what are we going to do this evening? Calm down, let me have my first egg, yeah.
That's true. That's true.
So I sometimes say, we'll do it. Just give it to me. So I sometimes do tend to sort of procrastinate, but normally before we've had our lunch, we know what we're going to do. But I mean, at breakfast, we know what we're going to do. Fine.
If the two of you
5 o'clock in the morning, what are we going to do at 8 o'clock in the evening? We'll figure it out.
fair.
We're good.
So you're a little more laid back, like you would want to do your things like with time.
He shifts his gear at the right time. He peaks at the right time.
Also the things, when you're building up into the pressure of getting onto the mat pre-game, like how they say, until the gas is lit, nothing catches fire.
Right.
Things come, they fall into place. But he likes to know.
What's the one thing you admire about Mantra and what's the one thing you admire about Brajesh? Admiration.
Insane, yaar.
Maybe you must have never told him that. Or you must have never discussed
But his level of skill, I mean, just everything about him is it's just so phenomenal, incredible professional, yaar. So, and I think that is, I mean, what can you say? Oh, coming back to a lot of what we were speaking about. The one thing I really admire is how much at ease he can put the next person. Because he's genuinely so kind. You know, and how much of confidence he can impart to the person with him, whether on the mat or whether in the comm box, is incredible. I mean, everything else, of course, is professional. You need to know your job. You need to know what you're going to do. You need to know numbers. You need to know what you're going to say. You need to have the words there. But just the thing of putting the other, it'll happen. You know, you can do this. You're really, it's a phenomenal sort of humanity to have. Yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah, and I look up to him for a lot of things, but for the simple fact of the matter is that he's a very well-read man, and मेरे लिए ये मेरा library है. So a lot of things that I get to know about the world, about who has said, which philosophy has come from where, which cinema has done what. So I get a lot from him because he's really read a lot. Publisher मैं है, पढ़ाई इसने की. और
He's a publisher.
so, but
He's a book publisher. Like, that's a business.
He's the kind of a book lover. If you leave him inside a bookshop, more chances than none that he will be out with a stack of books. So he's a very well-read man.
Wow, that's something that we got to know today. Crazy. I was also going to the fact that because y'all are commentators yourself, right? Is there any favorite commentator y'all have, or a favorite voice that y'all follow?
Since you have asked this, going back to an earlier question of, the younger people trying to break in, asking whether they should, it takes a long time, etc. So the first time that it was communicated to me that I need to go and sit in the comm box, my first reaction was, I can't do this. I don't know how to do this. It's not my job. But luckily, there were people around me, him being one of them, who told me, you can. It's the most natural fit for you. You know the game. You have the words. I was so scared. So scared when I started commentary. You have no idea. And I used to just walk. I used to crumble inside after every game. I used to go back and look and listen at what I've done. And I think I started commentary just pre-COVID.
Yeah.
Or just pre-COVID. And then COVID hit, and then, there was a season dropped, and then we had a next season where there was a low phase of COVID, but we were still keeping it in a bubble. And me and Navneet did 26 games back to back, and that's when I actually developed my sort of commentary language. I mean, the 26 games back to back, I was having visions of players sitting on me in the night while sleeping.
What about
just seeing that.
Look up to? Or you find them interesting? All throughout, I think, since forever that we've been watching.
So I'm saying that, the entire commentary team is phenomenal. Every single commentator brings something different to the table, and there have been a lot.
Any sport, for example.
No, I'm saying closest to me, the most I had interfaced with on a one-to-one level. So there's been phenomenal things across seasons and commentators of various hues bringing in incredible sort of energies and talents and words and ways. But someone with incredible words, experience, knowledge, just an even tone. When you need to go up, you go that high. When you're excitable, to be able to sit back like this and project excitement, I think Sanjay Banerjee is just...
Yeah, Sanjay Banerjee is incredible. Too many years that he has given to the sport, and he's done radio also. And like I said, Harsha Bhogle is the greatest of our time, and we should be fortunate to be living in an era where Harsha Bhogle is behind the microphone. I have looked up to him. My favorite is Pommy Mbangwa.
Oh, mind-blowing.
There was once a contest where you had to vote for your favorite commentator, and I took an extra effort to go out there and vote for Pommy Mbangwa because everything he does makes it sound so wonderful, because he's got the smile in his voice and he comes out there. You want to listen to him. He might be just saying numbers, but you will still feel for him. And he's so wonderful.
Other than that, for me, any commentator from the Middle East or from South America in a football game who, at the time a goal is scored, goes... Yes.
So that's where it comes from. Huh? I grew up listening to and really idolizing Jeffrey Boycott. You got to understand, Stalin. Even my grandmom could have done that. He was amazing. Michael Holding is someone who I looked up to for the longest period.
For a long period of time, I really followed Henry Blofeld.
Henry Blofeld.
Henry Blofeld, the man who actually said when Anil Kumble dropped a catch in the outfield in Sharjah, said, Kumble, Fumble, Tumble. He actually said that. Yeah?
He said that.
Because he dropped the catch and then he fell himself and he said, Chimblay.
Michael Holding.
Chimblay, yeah.
Michael Holding, out of all the most intense, he does not need to raise his voice. The batsman's gotta beat it.
Yeah.
Bowler is beating him, man. Right there, easy voice. Nothing much. Navjot Singh Sidhu, another man. I really look up to, and I've worked with him a lot. In fact, it's thanks to him I got into
So
sport.
that's an unfair question when you say who is the one commentator. I'm saying just it's a galaxy. Yeah.
Yeah. But Harsha, Charu Sharma for the longest time. I've worked with him also.
I used to watch that.
That depth of
Oh.
voice.
That used to come.
Yeah. Charu Sharma, Harsha Bogle, these two people, for us who are not sportsmen, these two people we look up to because both of them not being actual sportsmen themselves, being the face and voice of sports.
Incredible.
I'm coming to an interesting point, which is learnings as a sports professional. You've met so many players, so many people across the board, maybe senior to you, younger to you. You're seeing players, their mentality, comeback stories. When you put this in your life, what is it that you guys have learned?
So when I came into sports, I'd already been acting for a while, and then post that also I've been acting. And like in any profession, it is possible to feel jaded at some point, because you've been doing the thing
Correct.
day in day out. And when you look at sports professionals, whether on the field or in the box or wherever, and they've been doing this thing, they live as a sports person. Well, just look at the life here. You're waking up and you're going. You're putting your body through a grind and then you fall off to sleep. And then you wake up and you're going. What keeps you doing it? Is it just the money? Can't be. So for me, the learning was that, boss, there is a way to, even if you're feeling jaded, to push through.
Nice.
To believe, to go back to roots, to remember, to know what what the aim is. Because as a professional, you sometimes forget, why am I doing this? The reason.
Right.
So the understanding that there is a reason. There could be more than one, but you will find it. Just keep at it. Lose, but there will come a day when you win.
Wow.
So yeah, I'm very lucky to be in sports and to be around all these people.
Yeah, very inspiring. Very inspiring. I mean, sports psychology is very, very
Yeah.
interesting to actually
Yeah.
look at how these sports people, how do they operate? Because we all lose, man.
Yeah.
We all lose, and there is no one who has never lost. But to get up from that loss, Rohit Sharma dropped that catch on Akshar Patel's hat-trick ball.
Yeah.
And I was watching that game and I almost screamed myself. And I could feel Rohit Sharma at that point of time when he was banging his hand on the ground. And I'm like, मैं अगर ये आदमी होता तो मैं सोचता कि धरती फटे और मैं उसमें समा जाऊं. Yeah, I would not. I would have become. My body would have gone like this. कि what have I done?
Yeah.
But to then get back on this, I felt it for a moment. It was a surreal moment, and I felt that if I was Rohit Sharma, I would have left the stadium and I would have vanished somewhere. Sports psychology, man.
That's not Rohit Sharma, no? Because he can't go, yaar. He's captain, yaar.
Yeah.
But no, very well read, yeah. There was a moment there, huh? There was something in the air at that point.
And when you lose, when you drop a catch, Arshdeep dropped that very crucial catch, and that all the cameras will pan at you. The entire world is looking at you in the middle of the ground. How do you get out of that? How do you come out of that? I remember, I think it was Alan Donald who was giving an interview. Was it Alan Donald, one of the South African greats, who was telling that वो जो एक 92 का कोई एक गेम हुआ था जहाँ पे उनकी बॉल पे they lost that game. England won that game, and he just turned around and saw a young girl in that South African attire in a flag crying, and it said it haunted him for years. He would not be able to sleep because he saw how uske ek action se an entire nation just broke. His therapist actually referred to him a therapy called something also. Again, I'm forgetting the name of it, which is called exposure. He played that clip of that girl crying 100 times every day, just watching it so that he could get used to it because it would not let him sleep.
Crazy.
Sportsmen are not just entertainers; they are superhumans, man.
There's something beyond human.
Yeah. If I also had to ask you guys, what is the best advice that you've ever been given in life?
So I'm saying, for me, brilliant advice was, जाके कर, do it.
Nice.
Yeah, I think same.
Yeah.
Man. He keeps giving me the same advice.
Just get it done.
Just get it done, man.
Definition of success for the two of you.
For me, being able to pay my son's school fees.
Super, yeah, super.
Yeah, and I mean, just to be able to be here, man, and to be talking about something that we've all built together. This is good enough, man. This is good enough. So,
Is there any one line?
Yeah, we'll take our winnings off the
anything-
table, huh?
Is there any one line, anything that keeps you going in life? Something that you go back to every day. Obviously, there is spirituality, which comes on one side, but something else apart from that.
Yes, one line that keeps me going is when I hear my wife saying, Vrajesh, his school fees are due.
I'm sure she's going to watch this.
But actually, it's not a line, it's just one word. When I hear my wife say, Vrajesh, I go. It keeps me going. I go somewhere to go.
yeah, man.
Nothing to say after.
I mean, no, yeah, nothing. Definitely, this is motivation enough.
Yeah.
I love your shoes, though. They're like cool shoes, man.
Great pair. Yeah. On that note as well, I want to thank you guys for coming here today, for being part of this, for spending your time, for allowing us to delve deeper into sports broadcasting,
Using words like delve and all.
understanding y'all, the bromance that y'all have, and so many learnings that we can take back as well.
Of course, yes, man. Thank you so much, Saran, and wishing you all the very best. Also, you've had a great start with us. We've worked with you.
With us, खुद बोलने का खुद.
With us, नहीं, कबड्डी में हमारे
Sounds
साथ
like तू खुद को अच्छा बोल
नहीं,
रहा
अपना नहीं.
Can you cash in these chips for me now?
Yeah, please. Can we take this?
Yeah.
Yeah, आधा तेरा.
ये वो
थोड़ा सा soft हो गया.
वो तू खाना ये मखाना. चलो.
Thanks, Saran.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Thank
Lovely.
You, thank you. Appreciate it.